Hey, everybody. It is Scott Brown here at day 20 of Darren LaCroix's 90-day Facebook Live Challenge. Just got home a little bit ago from telling a story at the Trapdoor Storytelling Show here in downtown Fort Wayne, Indiana. And after I got off stage tonight, I sat down and I started thinking a little bit about the stories that I've heard about me told by other people about what I can't do. And I remember very vividly when one of the guys I used to hang out with in Orlando told me at one point, dude, you are the least funny person I have ever met in my life. The least funny person. As Darren LaCroix would say, ouch. I told a story tonight to about 150 people, had a packed house, standing room only. It was a great event. Fortunately, one of the other storytellers tonight is somewhat famous in Fort Wayne, and she was able to draw a lot of people to the event tonight, which is really cool. But I told a story tonight, and people who had never met me before laughed. They laughed at my story. They didn't necessarily laugh at the fact that I was telling a story, and they weren't laughing at me. They were laughing at how I was telling a story. And I've come so far from, I remember believing for a long time that I was the least funny person that you could possibly meet. Because I took that advice, because it was somebody who I really respected and really liked for a long time, that I believed that I was the least funny person. But it turns out that I wasn't the least funny person. I was probably someone who was afraid to really be the person that they are. So how are you listening to other people and letting what other people say about you dictate who you are and what you do? Now, if you would have told me a decade ago that I would stand up on stage with a microphone under a bright light and just tell a story, the story of how Kelly and I have moved, and I've moved 42 times in my lifetime, how I would tell that story in a way that was funny and people laughed on a consistent basis at the story I was telling. If you would have told me I could do that, I would have laughed at you, because that wasn't who I thought I was, and at the time, that wasn't who I was. I believed what people told me about me, even if it was only self-serving for their own needs. And as leaders, it's easy to fall prey to the loneliness factor and believe what people tell you about yourself because it serves their interest in the best way possible. And if you're ever going to make an impact, if you're ever going to influence someone, if you're ever going to do something beyond what you're doing right now, you have to risk making a fool of yourself, failing, and being scared. You have to risk doing something that you're not comfortable with because it's the next step forward in your journey. And you just might find that thing that people tell you that you can't do, not only can you do, but you love to do. I love to be on stage telling stories and influencing people's behavior. I would have never thought in a million years that's something that I would want to do, and more importantly, that I could do, that I was kind of wired to do, that it was something that was important to me and something that I was called to do. Now, granted, I've taken the past 6 years to try to hone that skill, but it's only because I was willing to risk failure and willing to risk proving others wrong and proving myself wrong about what I thought was right about me, that I was able to do something beyond what I thought I could do. So listen to those voices around you and decipher who's telling you something to make themselves feel good and who's telling you the truth about who you really are. And you might just find that you are a very different person and much more capable of making a huge impact in the world than what you ever thought possible. If you want to lead, go lead. If you want to inspire, go inspire. Don't ask for permission. Ask for forgiveness. Take the first step and make sure you're living a life based on the verbs, not on nouns, and based on what you know you can do, even if it means you have to be scared tomorrow in order to figure out who you're supposed to be. So with that, I'm off to bed because I get to go to the Association in Training and Development Central Indiana chapter in Fort Wayne, Indiana tomorrow, which is about a 2-hour drive. So I get to leave at 5:15 a.m. to go meet some new friends. Hope you meet some new friends soon too, my friends. Talk to you later.